enough, or that you should just stop swimming and drown, or that you're just not worth living, which was a little bit sad. Um, and of course, when you actually got back to land, um, you were without a member, as Pearl was not there. So you broke up into little groups. Maeve went home. The rest of you went to the guild hall to collect money, where you almost fell for my trap of just sending the money to your vassalship tokens, in which, of course, Mustang would have gotten nothing, um, as he doesn't have one. But you remembered time. I think it was shout out to oh fuck, who was it? I think it was Reese. I think it was Reese. Um, Shout out to Reese until someone else claims that actual the actual interaction. Um, for getting the money splitting up in person. And then y'all had a whole bunch of side tasks that you wanted to get done.
I don't think that was
Um,
me.
I thought it was either you
I think
or was it Kipling?
I think Jared had a large part of it. I was backseat on that.
Maybe, maybe. I don't know. I don't trust the guy. Anyway, anyway, um, we had some fun interactions. You went to go see the med bay nurse. Um, which is a very overworked half human half elven doctor um who you asked for directions to an old person's home, which is in this case also functioning as a nursery. um we'll get to that in a second. uh Nothing can go wrong there. But Maeve went home, had a cute little wholesome moment with her mom, as mother's intuition kicked in, knowing something was wrong. Uh, got some food, had some talkies, and ended up meditating for a little bit. Um, Basically, just recuperating after trying to deal with everything that had just gone on in the past few days. Um, we saw a really cute scene with Kipley and Maeve, um, where essentially Maeve just kind of sat on Kipley's little hoard as she just dumped out, I think, 500 gold pieces, um, which subtracted by one because a dragon stole one gold, and had a really deep and surprisingly kind of eye-opening RP moment between Kipley and Maeve, as she just kept asking if people were her friend, um, and it got some really cute answers. Um, End of the story. It ended up with Maeve reassuring her that they were absolutely friends until she does something wrong, and fucks that part up, and that she is more than willing to risk her life because of that. Um, on the opposite side of town, we had
Paper.
uh, we had Mo, Larry, and oh god, fuck, what is it? Curly? I think
Yeah.
so. Free Stooges. Going out to go see some old people. As Reese wanted to go get get a body for A, as that deadline is tonight. Um, and the best way that we thought about doing it was to approach the old person home, and say one of the most suspicious lines as we gave yourself
Suspicious
the
to a
last name
American?
Flabbergasted. um,
Fuck me.
it was a whole interaction. You tried giving a fake name, and you tried giving a very vague description of an old woman. Um, and unfortunately, to the lack of Caitlin's knowledge, got met with the closest thing that you can get to a U.S. Nursing home, which is they don't let just anybody in, as there are fucked up people in this world. Um, and it eventually led to the guards swinging by, and you didn't have a whole lot of good answers for them. So they asked that you would come down to the station with them for some quick questioning. Um, the rest of you outside also got yelled at for loitering in the area, as you were just kind of leaning up against the nursery's walls. And they said, knock that shit off. And by the time we come back, I hope you're gone. Instead, when they came back and you saw Reese's changed form, uh, into a red tiefling, we decided to pull a master class in acting. That didn't go well.
No.
We got the amazing deception check of Mammoth. Yeah. We got Mustang trying to make it sound like Reese was their very beloved special cousin slash friend who was not fully in the mind. And for a whole bunch of just beautifully well crafted dialogue, you all ended up getting detained. As even though their DCs weren't really that high, we rolled real shitty, multiple natural ones. It was not a good day for dice. And yeah, we left off as y'all were getting dragged out to the good old station to have some chatting. Mustang and I think it was Mustang and Rictus? Was it Mustang or Mustang or Mammoth? One of the two of you. Oh no. Yeah, right. Mustang got his special cuff, that only went on one arm because it was a magical inhibitor, basically stopping the flow of any sort of animus inside of your body. Which just turned one of your rock arms into like a rock hard, like ashen arm that if you probably broke it wouldn't be great. Um, also stops you from phasing through walls because of that. Um, and the other two of you were dragged by one set of manacles on each other's arms because they didn't have enough manacles for all of you. Um, but yeah, we left off in the best way possible of Kipley and Maeve going, I wonder where they are, where the rest of the party are. They must be hitting it off, having a night on the town, spending all the money they just made because surely there's nothing else that could be happening. Well, as we start off tonight's session, let's go to the other things that could potentially be happening. Um, as we zoom in on a small wooden shack. No, it's not a small wooden shack. We zoom in on the part of the guild hall that you all were pleasantly met with. Um, as the main town's guard station, or in this case would be the town's guard hall, is part of the guild hall. The council runs both the guild and the town's guard. So as you guys are escorted through the guild hall, you see the same cashier, like not the cashier, the same clerk that literally like gave you all the money, answered all your questions, etc., etc. Look up confused to see three people that she recognizes in chains and one random tiefling. Get dragged through, and she kind of like pushes her glasses a little bit to her nose before just looking back down into her book. And you can see a few people. Luckily, no one who actually know what we're gonna roll luck check just to see if we can have some fun people show up. D20, 11 or higher. Ah, close. Luckily, there's no one for you that actually knows you or any of you know or recognize. But there are like a few different vassals just kind of picking at jobs that look up with like some a little bit of smirks, some just like curious looks, and others just kind of giving like slightly judgy glances. Um, as you're all dragged down the hall, and instead of going to the left, which leads you to the med bay, you go down the right, which is a much longer hallway and leads you to a set of prison cells, where they take off your chains and manacles, and put on new ones, as not all of you were properly manacled or properly chained up. Um, they're not the most comfortable experience, but it's also not like hardcore. You're in a cell by yourself, solitary treatment. You're all put in chairs, and put in one cell together. The cell's probably about 20 by 20 feet. It's pretty large, and you can tell it's probably manufactured to be kind of like fit anyone in here. Since there's giant kin, um, dragons, the actual world of the Shrouded Isles has to fit a lot of different folks inside. And this jail was made with that in mind, as it's 20 feet tall as well. So none of you are exactly cramped in here, um, but also isn't at the same time very comfortable. As you're all brought in, and all of the chairs are like seated in kind of like a semicircle um, towards the actual inside chambers of the town's guard hall. You can see the main guard that brought you in kind of sits down in a chair on the opposite side of the cell bars and just stares at you for probably good 4, 5 minutes and doesn't say a word. And after a while, just hear a deep sigh. All right, I am going to give you, let's say, 3 chances to tell me exactly what you're doing at the Rising Dawn Nursery and what you plans to do as a group together.
Are we chained to the chairs or we're just sitting in them?
You're just sitting in them. The chains aren't like directly like manacled to the floor or anything like that. They're just manacled.
Okay, so I would get up and come like closer to the bars. I have cooperated with you officers physically up until towards the station to this point, and I believe it is within my right to ask you a few questions to better understand the gravity of the situation.
That is not what I asked you, my friend.
I understand, but am I
Uh,
technically under arrest?
you are technically detained for the moment
And how long will I be detained for?
until you answer our questions. You can play semantics and laws with us all day, but we did find you lying about your purpose, trying to get into a nursery home under a false name, false identity, and
You
having your friends lie about their relationship to you and your current mental health situation. So I'm just trying to put pieces together of exactly what is happening before I try and decide who to call for this.
So you
Um,
actively saw me committing a crime, or you were told that I was lying to the nursing home agent?
the nursing home agent was the one who called us,
Hmm.
reporting in suspicious activity, as
Suspicious
you lied
activity.
about knowing somebody whose name is not registered to that nursing home.
And she never even asked me to leave her place, and if she had done so, I would have done so without incident.
Well, you'd
She
have to
never even told me that the
understand,
person
ma'am,
wasn't there.
madam,
Maybe I was
madam.
confused.
I know you're rushing to defend yourself, but the fact of the matter is, you're marked as a suspicious individual trying to get into a place that you are not legally allowed to enter unless you have permission to. And we're trying to solve this problem before it blows up into something bigger than it is.
So the problem
Understood?
was that I was trespassing.
No. The
Um,
problem was that you're attempting to lie about your identity to gain access to a property that you do not have the right to enter.
uh, pardon
I'm
me.
still con. Sorry, she
I
shuts up and looks at Mustang.
my big red friend. If I may inquire before you go any further, and he will look to the guard. Are we entitled to any sort of a legal counsel before we speak?
Look, I am not trying to press charges against any of you, nor did the owner have any intention of doing so. I just want to know what you were doing there and what your intentions were inside of that nursing home. If we cooperate, you can all leave on good terms here and potentially not have any actual consequences. Because I have a very strong suspicion and he looks over all of you, and he did search for your equipment. That the majority of you are vassals. And by the matter of fact that I have not seen all of you around previously, I take it that you are new. And it is not exactly great for a brand new vassal to get in trouble like this. So I'm just trying to understand what exactly is going on.
That doesn't
No?
really answer my question.
I am asking you questions. If you refuse to answer them, then this is only going to get longer
I think a
Dang it.
large
and more
part.
uncomfortable for you.
I believe a large part of this is a great misunderstanding in the grand scheme of
Yes, then
things.
please explain.
Had she
Use your
simply told
words.
had she simply told me that the person that I was looking for was not at that nursing home, I would have assumed that my friend, who had given me the name of this nursing home, had given me the wrong name or I misheard, and I would have looked for my friend's relative elsewhere or went back to her to
And
get
what was
the
this friend's
detail
name?
correct. Her name was Cheyenne Star.
Cheyenne Star. And what is your relation to Cheyenne Star?
We're friends. We've been friends for a long time. I have known her relative for a long time, and she'd only recently been booked into a nursing home.
Right. And what does the Cheyenne Star look like? Does she live on Paradise Peak?
She lives on Paradise Peak. She was also a human woman like her relative. Um,
And
when
she lives
her
in the Dreaming City, Cloud District.
last time that I was at her place was in the Cloud District, but I know she's been taking work off island every now and again.
Now, this is Dom asking you this, Reese, because
Mhm.
I don't actually remember off the top of my head if this is a legit person that in your backstory or you're just making this up as you go. Because I don't think it is.
She is not in my backstory. No.
Okay, so go ahead and roll me a deception check.
Hmm.
And you're doing so against a slightly higher DC, as they have more than enough reasons to be suspicious of every statement you said.
Hold on, I literally haven't even opened her sheet yet today.
Okay, so you gotta convince. Well, no. It's the fact that like Cheyenne
Thanks,
Star is such a specific name, right? After pulling out the name Flabbergasted,
It
right?
was like the only one that
I
hadn't
I
gone to.
really I was like, is this something that like you mentioned that I just am like a bad DM and like I looked through your notes and I couldn't find anything on. So I was like, is this something you updated and I didn't see it? Like
Bad DM. We have so many notes. Like
I am trying to open her
well,
page. Here
also
we go.
everyone
Got it.
has like their own 10-page backstory, and I was like,
exactly.
I literally skimmed through it, and I was like, "There's no Cheyenne Star in here." Like, I'm not tripping.
Mm.
Yeah, just gaslight the DM into thinking he's wrong, and and that the backstory is completely different. I was never a Vidalcan to begin with.
Ugh.
4. Wow.
Okay,
I mean,
no,
it
I'm
fits.
starting this with an inspo. I don't care.
Go for it. Natural
Ooh,
20. Okay.
Good inspo use.
heck yeah.
So
Uh,
here's what happens. As you're like saying this conversation, because you know what, I'm gonna go like full metagame here. As you're going for this conversation, he looks like he doesn't trust what you're saying in the slightest. But the confidence behind what you're saying and like the immediate quick answers of back to back being able to immediately have something for every question, he kind of leans back a bit and just kind of like eases off the question train and just looks up and down and goes, very well, we will look into the Cheyenne Star and we will contact her to make sure that what you're saying is true. And your name was, again, just so I can have this on record,
George Flabbergasted,
George Flabbergasted,
but
as
it's
I
not
thought.
spelt like the word.
No, of course not. If you use any sort of different pronunciation or any other wording that we should use, please let us know, because we wouldn't want to have any confusion. would we?
Correct.
Okay. And the rest of you, I assume these are your compatriots?
They know of me. I can't say we're close.
Oh, but you know each other.
We had a couple beers one time down by the docks.
Looks at the rest of you. And what is your relationship to this flabbergasted?
You also put a child in chains, and I'm wondering if that's legal without his
The child is also
legal
an
guardians.
awakened who can be quite troublesome, so for both our safety and his, yes, it is. Different rules apply to awakened, and especially vassals. You would know this if you actually had talked to your sponsors before committing whatever you're trying to commit. But again, we don't have both sides of this story, so until Cheyenne Star answers our questions, I ask that you kindly sit here and remain compliant.
So are we under arrest?
You are being detained for the moment.
We're being detained. And is there a time frame in which you will be detaining us?
Is a maximum that we are allowed to hold you until we have proper resources. It's going to be 4 hours.
She nods her head a couple times.
But if something comes up and we do get any shred of evidence, that time can be extended. I don't think there should be that problem. I don't hope there should be that problem. I really do want this to be a misunderstanding. Because it will only make my job that much more complicated. Now, if you excuse me, I'm going to go follow up on this Cheyenne Star lead personally, and I will leave you in the care. And he turns around and looks at the other guards, and you can see like they're both playing cards and immediately stop and look towards him very slowly before you see one put down a card and just slide the pile off the table and just put their hands together in like a perfect I did nothing wrong fashion. I'm going to go find somebody to watch over you during this time. Just know that what you're doing right now is wonderful. Cooperation is exactly what we're looking for. But if you attempt to escape or break out or cause any sort of problems for us while I am gone, that will only make this offense so much more real.
We haven't
Understood?
committed a crime. We have no intention in doing so.
Wonderful. I will be right back. Carl, would you like to do your job and watch over these fine prisoners? Thank you. And you see this like young human kid, probably about like 20-ish years old, has kind of like you can see it with underneath his helmet there's a like slot where you can just barely see a mohawk peeking through. Um eyes kind of like greenish with a little bit of like reddish tints around the side. Probably about 5'7", 5'8", kind of turns around and goes, all right, well, hello, my name's Carl. It's a pleasure to meet you. Kind of reaches his hands for the bars and then realizes that you're all manacled and goes, oh, sorry about that. I forget things a lot. I'm supposed to watch over you, but I kind of have a game going at the moment, so if you don't mind, we're gonna finish up pretty quick, and then we can get to all sorts of chatting or anything. If you need anything while you're in the cell, just let us know, and we can get you like food, water, anything like that. All right?
Carl, buddy,
Yeah.
y-
What's
you
up?
mind bringing those cards over here once you're done?
What's that?
You mind bringing those cards over here once you're done?
Or why?
Well, I want to play. Why else?
I don't think we're allowed to gamble.
Oh, we don't have to gamble. We can just play a harmless game of cards.
He looks
We're back
over to
right.
the other guard, and you see the other guard just slowly shakes his head no, and he goes, I don't know if I were allowed to. Well, if you want, I can hold the cards up to the cell, and then that can be your hand, and then I won't look, and I'll hold my hand on the other side.
Sounds fair to me.
All
But
right.
you go finish your game. I wouldn't want to intrude.
All right. Well, that's very kind of you. Well, by the way, if I may ask, what are you?
Uh,
I don't know many different things about this fucked up world, but I've never seen anything or anyone like you, mister.
well, my dearest greenhorn Kyle, I am a ghost.
You're what?
A ghost? What are you?
Like the go through walls possessing young kids type of guy?
Uh, not typically. More like a say boo ironically kind of ghost.
Well, why you get all the dust on you? Did you roll around in the dirt?
I have known to do so time to time, but I do not think that is why I'm the way I am.
Oh,
To be honest, I'm not even sure myself, but I admire your inquisitive nature, Carl.
well, I just want to know what to properly document and to refer you by.
You know, you can just call me Mustang. Doesn't matter what I am. My name is Mustang.
Well, we do technically need descriptions, and he wrote down Dust Devil, and I don't know if you're a devil or not. It
As
didn't
for
seem like one. Well, your eyes are burning, so I can see why he wrote that, but
Dust Devil is fine.
Dust Devil is fine. Are you
That's
sure?
fine.
You
That
said
is
Ghost. I can write down Ghost if you prefer Ghost.
Dust Devil is peachy keen. Thank you.
All right. Well, if you all need anything, just let me know, and I'll be right here. And you see, he just turns around and goes back to playing cards. um, Shooting across over town really quick. Kipley and Maeve. It's again like a shocking thing for this. You guys got back to the island super early in the day. It's only about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, maybe pushing like 2:30. What are y'all doing?
Faith goes outside to see that there's still light. Um, oh shit. Yeah. Fuck. Okay.
What's wrong?
So it's still daytime, which doesn't necessarily mean we can't go to the activity. But like, do you get embarrassed easy, or is it like a the, the shield of night kind of protects one's identity when uh, going to the certain districts.
You're
But
like all
I don't
twitchy
know how
right
you.
now. I don't understand what's going on. Are you asking if I get embarrassed easily?
No problem. Yeah, yeah. So, do you?
She kind of gives you like an odd look, like her ears kind of twitching. I don't think so. No.
Great, great. I will take your word over your actions. Um,
All right.
I know this phenomenal place. They tell you typically not to find love in a house of pleasures, but it's where I met Pearl. So, we can head there.
So, as we start walking, Kipley's just kind of like humming to herself, and at one point she just kind of stops humming. She's like, "So, just out of curiosity, why are we going here?"
think it was to find our compatriots at first.
Well, I feel like that
And
was the first reason why you wanted to go there, but I kind of feel like it switched. The reason switched halfway through.
yeah.
And I'm okay. I'm okay going there. I don't have any problem with it. I just, you know,
It was because you've never been, and that became like a. And it was kind of like when you asked, "Are we friends?" And then like I feel like we have to create like non we're about to die friendly memories, and it
oh,
became about bonding after a while.
oh, okay. You, so you want to bond with me at a whorehouse?
See, you
What a
say
great
it
way
like
of
that
phrasing it.
now, and that okay, all right. What any other suggestions? Because that kind of like deads it. That
I'm sorry. You know, I'm not very good at the whole friendship thing. I don't know. I I th- no, you know what? Yeah, let's go. Let's go to the district that with red and you know, were, were we going to eat
let's.
food or drink or did you
Oh
did you need things like are you missing Pearl? Is that the problem?
no, that's not okay. We're not doing this. Um, what by the time we've walked and gotten to this conversation, what district are we in?
It's not a very long shot. You're probably not even down the hill yet,
The
or down the
Blue
mountain yet. Excuse me.
District.
Oh, we're not down the mountain yet. Okay.
It's miles of walking.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is
no.
miles walking.
It's a long fucking hike.
He was like, "All right, we can just like kind of go back and just chill. They'll be all right. We can
Oh, I
just
feel like
head
I
back."
completely deflated something you wanted to do and
No, because you're right. It's stupid. It's stupid
it's
now.
not
Now I
stupid.
think about
I was really looking forward to it.
I don't think you knew what it was, but thank you for at least trying to make me feel better about it. But yeah, let's I'm sure they're not in any type of trouble. Um I mean, they've been here for like a couple of weeks now. You think they kind of get the temperature, just cool,
Wait,
right?
you think they're in trouble?
No, I don't think they're in trouble. In fact,
So we're not
when's
going
the
Just
to see
last
the
time
red
assuming that they are.
lights and we think they're okay.
Yes, the yeah. Okay, so what happened the last I don't think this specific group of people have been in like their own separate thing, right? Like I'm trying to
No, I
think of the
think we've
combinations
kind
of
of all
people.
done our own things or gotten in trouble on our own or as a group.
Yeah. Yeah, so they're fine. They're fine. It's four people, sorry, three people and a child, or three adults and a child.
What
Clearly
exactly were they going to do?
they didn't tell you?
Um, no. Did they not tell you?
But no, I left first. I feel like I left first and kind of went and did my own thing first, and I left you all as a group. And I
I
thought
don't remember leaving
maybe
at all.
Yeah, Mammoth does not count as a person. You were just
oh,
known as child.
All right. So you and I have been left alone for how long now? She looks at her wrist. No, I don't own a watch. I don't even know what that
So weird
is.
instinct to look at your wrist.
Looks up at the sky. I don't know how to tell time. I'm gonna need you to knock this one out, Maeve.
How long has it been?
Uh, oh man. I mean, you left earlier than Kipley did because you had your whole conversation with mom and then you started meditating. So for you, like for Kipley, it's probably only been like an hour.
Oh,
For
it only
you,
took me that long.
maybe like 3 hours. I don't know, probably not 3 hours. Probably like more like 2.5.
Yeah, Kipley kind of tilts her head. It's
So it's
been
not
like
like
hours.
too long.
Yeah. I mean, 2.5 hours isn't like that bad to leave a group of individuals unsupervised. Like 2.5 hours is what you'd expect of like a child to behave themselves while you're out, and they're again adults capable of massive uh accomplishments. I mean,
The
they're
rest
two,
of
and by the way, they're with two of the smartest people present.
Oh, stop this, Jerry.
Kipley's like really looking at you oddly, really not understanding, and she just kind of tilts her head and she's like, I feel like you don't remember what group you're even with at the moment. Are you alright?
I can hope. Yeah, I can hope. I can, because I don't want to. I don't want to go down there and my intuition, uh, in my like gut be right, because like
But wait, Maeve. Maeve, you literally are like the purest form of our group. She like
Not good.
rests a hand against your gut, your abdomen, and she just looks up at you with these dark eyes, and she's just like, if your gut's telling you that something's wrong, that's like our first warning sign. No one else in our group has that. You have that. Like that's why you compliment us so well. So if this, she pats your belly, if this is telling you something's wrong, I think we should listen to it. And I
it's
think
a
we
little
should
bit of
follow it.
self-preservation. Okay, all right, okay. And he begins trekking down. Um, all right,
Sure.
so
Where are you going?
okay.
Yeah, I don't know how to find them though.
I don't either.
I
It's a
have
big place.
no
This is a
idea where
big fucking place.
Is it though?
Oh,
Yeah,
it is.
All
it's an
right.
entire city. Two
Well,
cities technically.
well, let's think of our group. What were they looking for though? Like,
What are they ever looking for? Violence? I don't know.
well, I don't think they were
Danger?
headed to the rest district. I mean, I didn't want to be blatantly, rude about it, but I don't think they were just out to do the slap and tickles shit. I think maybe were. I
What is a
don't
slap
know.
and tickle?
The slapping tickle. Oh, I'm making that the name of an inn right now. Sorry. Hold on.
What do they like? I mean, we could go to like the dump and see if they're looking through like recycled metals. But only one of them is really a metallurgist.
Oh,
Um,
Maeve. I
a
mean,
graveyard?
you're not wrong. Yeah,
Maybe they're.
no, because she can't use dead material unless it's like recently dead. It needs to be more fresh. Only the best for her minion.
The poor districts?
That might be more like it.
Little do you
Yeah.
know, she let flesh become rancid before she killed her.
Yeah, it's not accurate description. This land previous minion,
Poor
not very well taken care of.
districts.
For districts, okay.
I mean, were they
They-
looking for things? Shit, I don't fucking know where they are.
Yeah, I don't either. I left first. I wasn't there. I don't know. You would know more than me. Is anything on fire? Have they is like anything burning?
Make a perception check.
Cool.
Can I as well?
Uh,
Yeah, that's great. What? Oh.
50.
you look around. You don't see any fires. You don't see an immediate destruction, havoc, fights on large scale fights, or you don't hear the storm of guards running to any specific district. You do see a slightly large, actually like a concerningly large seagull, like on the outskirts of the Dreaming City, but it's like a seagull.
I'm gonna follow that. No, I'm not. I
Eh.
have no reason.
Well,
I do.
you describe something that's important. Let's go.
Yeah.
You can
look to
absolutely if
Kipper.
you want to.
Kipper, that seagull's fucking big, right?
Where?
Over there. Now point to it.
She
You
holds
see a
up a
massive fucking
lens
bird.
to it.
I mean, it's way out of the lens's range. It is like miles away.
She nods.
Which, so you know, it's a massive fucking bird that you can see it this far. But it's also like not the most uncommon thing to see massive birds around here. It's just a little strange that it's a seagull.
Yeah, no, she starts nodding if she's looking through the lens. She's like, yeah. Yeah, no, that's an evil. That's an evil albatross.
Huh. Like, didn't Mammoth? By the way, we don't talk a lot about the things that we see our fellow party members do. Did Mammoth turn into a creature? Did we move past that? I'm not going insane, right? That's like a thing that happened, right? I'm not. This is Jerry. I'm not going insane, correct?
No, you never talked about it. Like when he got his rock, which is the item that lets him wild shape. Like you never had a moment to talk about it, nor did you actually bring it up in conversation. It's just something that as a group y'all decided was okay.
He's accepted.
And he's also like he hasn't even like wild shaped or polymorphed like Bruce or anything. No, he just made himself into a dog. And y'all were just rolling with it.
It's like, yeah, it's fine. It's
Is it
fine.
really abnormal for like a vassal or an awakened to understand what a druid is, though? It would be like,
Yeah, but he's not a druid. Like you for sure know he was not when he wild
he
shaped.
wasn't a druid, yeah.
Kipperly just kind of nods and shrugs her
Also, druids are
shoulders.
very rare.
Yeah, but that's just Mammoth. He's like, he's so great.
You say they're very rare, like in this world?
In this world, they're extraordinarily rare. Like the fact that Maeve's younger sister awakened to be a druid was actually like insane.
Oh, that's
Because for
right.
lore
I
reasons,
forgot her
it's crazy.
sister awakened as a druid.
Yeah, for lore reasons, that's like a species coming out of extinction.
Hmm.
Druids are super fucking rare. There's not a whole lot of nature or groves to protect.
Mm-hmm. Truth.
We speaking of the child, do we have any moral conundrums about bringing a child along to these adventures? Uh, Another point, bringing a child that knows nothing of like or no longer has any. Well, that's kind of sad, but still, I don't feel we've dived a lot into like the child's life prior to being um a weapon of massive destruction. Just what vassals typically are.
You think Mammoth's still a child?
I can turn into like giant creatures.
Is that because of his age?
See, I don't think it's like the combination of. No, I'm concerned that we've never asked. I'm not saying that it's like a inherently bad thing or an inherently good thing. We don't know a lot about him, considering we are bringing like a child along for these things.
I guess it's just, you know, it's hard for me to say. I guess I always thought of him just as like a younger team member. We don't really, the shifter clans, we don't really judge by age. It's more just by life experiences. And I feel like maybe Mammoth has gone through a bit more than most children,
That's fair. That's fair.
Maybe he doesn't take it in as like, most adults, but I love him. He's so great.
He is. Yes, he is. Where would the child be?
Well, and while you're thinking about that, we're gonna hop back over to the other side of the actual island. As you guys, chilling. Are you guys like doing anything or talking about anything while the
Yes.
guy who you did not get the guard's name is gone?
I have a technical question.
For sure.
They cuff me with those magic cuffs,
Yes.
so you're not going to allow me to maintain my form.
No.
Okay.
That is such a good point. I didn't even think about the concentration spell aspect of things.
Because
Actually, wait. I take it back.
I thought Mustang was the only one who got the magical cuff.
I
Yeah,
think that was all that
when
was
you're
mentioned.
being moved, but once you got put into the cell, they put industry standard cuffs on all of you, which you're vassals. He doesn't know who can cast magic or who can't. It makes common sense that he puts magical chains on everybody.
I don't know if Alter Self needs concentration, but it only lasts an hour.
It
So I was
does.
going to expend spell slots and go into exhaustion to maintain my form as long as possible.
Um. mm, 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 mm. Now, I believe the key element that I have to go look back at these specific chains is that you cannot cast spells or use magical features while locked up within them. Now, that is not saying anything about concentration spells beforehand. So I'm gonna ask you, dear old Reese, to just roll me a straight intelligence check. It's gonna be you using actually not your straight intelligence check, using your spell modifier. So what it is for like what you call it? For like one of your rays.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, wait, no, that uses attack bonus because you have the bonuses to hit. Shit. Go ahead and make me an
No, but
Arcana check or something
no,
like that.
my raise doesn't have because it's not a spell. So it's 7 plus 7 would be what my spell attack modifier would be without like the additional things.
Go ahead, sauce me one of those rolls. I'm just looking to beat a DC 15.
I'll just roll intelligence. We can add 7 to it.
Perfect.
Oh.
Well, no, if you're rolling intelligence, that's using your intelligence modifier and then adding your
Oh, right. So it would
spell
just
casting.
be...
So it'd be +2. So it'd be
Yeah,
16,
correct.
which luckily passes.
So passes.
I was adding 7 to a 14. Gods no. Yeah, so
profit bonus on
you're
magic.
maintaining the spell, but you cannot use your action to change form, and you cannot recast while you're locked within the chains. So until the hour runs out, you're still gonna look like a tiefling, but it has not been an hour yet.
But I won't be able to maintain it afterwards. Under
Well, no,
those
once the spell runs out after an hour, it's gone. But
Do we
Mustang,
have-
you said. Oh, I'm sorry.
Do we have our vassal tokens still on us, or they take them away?
I mean, you still have all of your like all of your equipment is in the cell with you. It's just not on
Mhm.
your person.
Okay.
Because vassalship tokens can easily be used to store weapons.
Yeah, yeah.
So for pure safety reasons, they are in the corner away from you guys.
Oh no. Does that mean that they took the harmonica?
Yes.
Oh damn it! I've been dreaming about this all week. I wanted him to play a sick lick on the harmonica. That is exactly what I wanted him to do. No.
You know, it's not many times I feel bad for a D&D executive decision, but this is one of those times.
Damn it!
You
I've
see
been
a
thinking
rusty
about this
harmonica
all
in the
week.
corner of the cell.
Did you write
Oh.
something?
No. So well, you can't really speak when you're playing the harmonica.
Right.
I was looking through sick licks all week of like, okay, what's a sick prison song he could play? Because it's a rare treat for a cowboy to be arrested, a musical cowboy such as himself.
I
Oh,
mean,
He's
yeah.
just living it up
go ahead
in
and roll
prison.
me. Go ahead and roll me another luck check, straight d20.
Okay.
10 or above, Carl has a harmonica.
Carl.
He is a
Please.
harmonica enthusiast.
Who has my?
Oh, a 19.
19,
Where's
Carl
my talisman?
for sure. Like during the betting of the card game, you can see Carl puts down a harmonica.
The fuck? You see Mustang, he's like staring at that harmonica like a dog begging for food. But he's not
Carl's
gonna let the
facing
card.
away from you, so he can't actually see it.
He said he was gonna let him finish the card game, so
Yeah.
you know he's a man of his word, a man of his
I mean,
manners. So
it takes only a few minutes and the card game is done, and they kind of just like put the cards in a deck, and then like start talking to each other about like their days. You can hear the other guard just being like, "Here, Will, here's some problems at home recently. You know, well, you know, Genevieve just hasn't been the same of recent. She's just constantly sticking her nose in other people's business, causing a whole lot of problems that we just don't need in our lives. Like, you know, she called the entire town's guard on some poor gnomes. Like, they were literally just having a band festival, right? But she all out here being like, oh, well, no, my friend told me that they were going to cause problems. There was going to be riots in the street. So I have to go warn the guard. But, like, that makes no sense. Like, gnomes are normally very friendly people. You know, they're very, like, and creative and intuitive. And
Carl,
you see the other guy looks kind of pissed that you cut him off and Carl turns around.
Carl,
Yeah?
can you bring that harmonica over here?
Oh, yeah. Sure. I can do that. Takes the harmonica and like starts walking towards. He goes, "Wait a minute. You're not gonna try and hurt me with this, are you?"
No, Carl. That is the only legal instrument allowed inside a prison cell. I could not hurt you with it if I wanted to.
Just before I do, I'm gonna make an insight check. 5. Well. I believe you to my damn life.
I say if he rolled high, he would have believed him too, because he's telling the truth.
Yeah, I know. He takes the harmonica and he like awkwardly passes it through the bars, but like the awkward part is like you have to go take because you are like you have the magical chain on you, but you also have the normal chains on you, so you have to very awkwardly like palms open receive the harmonica, and as it touches your skin, you can feel your skin kind of give, and like the ashy part of your right hand kind of sinks a little bit, and your hand's just a little bit indented from where you took the harmonica.
Ugh, I don't like that.
No, it's not great. It doesn't feel
Uh,
great.
But regardless of this odd sensation, he seems to be overcome with the joy of having an instrument back in his grubby little hands. And you see he's going to contentedly walk back to his seat and plop himself down in there. And he's going to kind of like slouch in there and make himself comfortable. And he's going to hold the harmonica up to where his mouth would be, but then he's going to stop. And he's going to look to everyone in the cell and he's like, y'all mind?
Not at all.
What?
That's why I love you, Mammoth.
Huh?
Or, excuse me, George.
Are you saying Reese? you and no, you said it.
No, that was a
Good.
Freudian slip.
No.
But I suppose that's how it goes.
I think that's fair game. I'm not gonna
It could be
say it. Carl
check with
doesn't
Carl.
say anything, but the other guard looks up at you and makes mental note.
Damn. There we go.
Just a moment there, saying,
He'll nod and not play
"Excuse
his
me,
sick lick.
Officer Carl, was it?
Oh, it's not officer, it's just Carl.
Just Carl.
I like to be a friendly person, so I don't really see the need for any titles when you talk to people.
Do you know what's not friendly?
Bears?
Detaining somebody on an unlawful reasoning. I believe it's only lawful to detain someone or an individual if there is reasonable grounds to suspect that they are connected to a crime in which none has been committed.
Well,
And I would-
from what I understand, you tried to break into a nursing home?
There is no evidence or physical or otherwise damage to property or persons.
There was
I
an
had made
eyewitness, unfortunately.
no attempt to break into it. I simply asked for passage.
Oh
And
yeah,
when
but my
denied
my
passage,
boss
I
told
made no
me that
attempt
you
to break
lied.
through the door.
My boss told me
Mhm.
that you lied about who you were to try and get in,
Do the
and lying
guards
about patients' information. So
does this
it's just a sticky situation, you know, because we can't exactly let you go because you might just go and break into the nursing home and cause problems. But like at the same time, like I don't necessarily think that you did anything wrong. It's just like a, how do they put it? Unlucky, good for nothing day.
Mm-hmm. And do you guys have ID numbers as guards of this establishment?
Oh no,
Mm-hmm. But your name is Carl.
that would be far too complicated. My name's Carl. Yeah.
And what's your last name, Carl?
Oh, I asked. See,
Because you are an
I like being
officer
friendly, but
or a guard.
you're being a little bit questiony here.
Mm-hmm. It is my right to do so.
Oh, is it?
If I believe you guys are detaining us in unlawful circumstances, then I would like your guys' names, in which case I can file a complaint against you.
Hmm. You know, the Mustang guy was being real nice, but you don't seem very nice.
I don't really know these guys, I just...
Well, you were with them earlier.
George, from one prisoner to another, and as someone who's been in prison a couple times before, I might advise that your best and most sound legal advice, regardless of any circumstance, is to remain silent.
As she mutes herself.
You just hear
My
doo-doo-doo.
birds are chirping. I don't want them to bleed into the noise here.
Just a bird stuck in Mustang.
Yeah, there are some birds in there. That's the canary in the coal mine, baby.
Yeah, thank you. I was waiting. Ash gets me. Anyway, um, yeah, Carl just looks confused.
Carl.
And he looks towards the other guy. Other guy just shakes his head, and then he turns back around and continues the conversation. But halfway through the conversation, you hear loud footfalls coming from outside. And like you can like somewhat hear what's going on in the guild hall. Like it's very muffled, but you can hear like voices and like people talking and like exchanging stuff. Um, every so often you'll hear like a Tom and Jerry like oh scream coming from the cleric's office across the hall. But a little bit after our conversation, like maybe like 10 or so minutes, you hear like, heavy boot footfalls coming from outside, and you see both Carl and the other man stand up, kind of stand at attention. You hear, "Oh, hello, sir. It's a pleasure to see you stop by. We're just currently watching over these guys. They came in this morning, and Bill went to go find a shy, and here they go, Cheyenne Star. He's like, yeah, that's right, Cheyenne Star. Apparently she's one of their friends and is coming in for a questioning too. And walking around the corner is a pretty tall man. Appears to be human. Roughly about 6'8", just maybe peaking 6'9". You can see massive, massive, looks like to be katana, kind of strapped to the side of his belt, wearing very like traditional and simple clothing. You can see he's gonna beat the crap out of us. You can see that this man underneath his eyelids is just pitch black marks. It looks like this man has either not slept in actual years or just got back from getting the shit beaten out of him and got two black eyes. Maybe both. Um Having like a very strange outfit, but looks like to be almost like a kimono type top, but turning to a business suit and business shoes on the bottom. And for some of you, this does look this man is familiar. As you see walking around a corner, Jura Tepesh, for those of you who remember, one of the
Oh.
sponsors that you first met at the vassalship tournament. As he turns around and looks at all of you, looks at Carl and them, looks at you guys again. Um, right. If you could just give us, I don't know, 5 minutes. 5 minutes sound like a good break time, right?
Mhm.
Carl, Bob, you guys can go grab break early. I'll take a good 5, maybe 10 minutes to talk to these nice fellers. Sound good? You see them both look at each other, nod, and quickly walk out of the room. You see, you like the cell is pretty tall, right? But the bars stop at about like the 10-foot mark, and he just kind of walks up to the bars, and you see his head kind of just rests up against them as he looks inside, peering at all of your faces. I really wish my workload would be simple, easy, and understandably complex day is just about every day in Paradise Peak. But apparently, it only gets more complex when you add vassalship into the question. So while I'm swinging by for lunch, I was informed we had a bunch of vassals locked up. Now, I didn't see any major fights or get any major complaints coming across my desk in the morning, so would you like to, inform me about why you're here and, what exactly this is all about? Because I do recognize some of you. Looks towards Rictus. I know you're from Binstrom.
He nods.
Looks at Mustang. You're, not from around here. And looks at Reese, who is currently George flabbergasted. And you're not a tiefling. So if you can just be a little bit more honest, perhaps, with our situation and appearances, this might just sizzle over just fine. Now, there's many reasons for what happened, so I'm not gonna call it malicious or anything like that. I just prefer to have conversations face to face.
Well, the spell's gonna wear off any minute, anyways.
So you drop concentration.
She's probably just gonna wait for the hour to run out, but she's admitting that there is a spell.
Just awkwardly wait like 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, sure. You stand there in silence for 5 minutes?
That's so much
Um,
better.
Yeah, that's exactly what she's doing.
Cool. He awkwardly waits for 5 minutes, not moving, just staring at you until the spell wears off.
So great.
And after it does, the normal Vidalcan form of Reese graces the cell. I really don't feel like that was necessary, but alright. If you want to be extra about this, that's typical vassalship behavior.
The only
And
thing
who do you
extra is
belong to, Missy?
Nordstrom.
Yeah, that makes sense. Would you mind explaining to me why you're in here?
I entered a nursing home, and they were very particular about who did so. And without even asking me to leave, they called the cops on me, and or guards on me, and I went willingly without complication, and then I was put in a cell and cuffed. And at this point, I feel like it's fairly extra on their part, if I'm going to use your word, given that there was no crimes committed and no evidence of an attempt to break into anywhere, in which Carl said that I was trying or attempting to do. They're alleging the assumption of a crime, not even one that has
Right.
been committed.
We'll get to that in a second. The rest of you, did you all try and break into a nursing home?
No, we were just sitting around outside waiting. I didn't know it was private property, honestly. I didn't see
You
any.
got arrested for waiting?
Well, the guards first walked up, asked us to leave, so we kind of moved off to the side away from the building. And then we saw Reese being walked out, so we ran up to try to intervene to see if we could maybe change their minds, and they arrested us then.
I feel like you're leaving out some key details because that is not something that happens.
They
I
did
Like,
ask
check
that
me.
you say the truth and nothing but the truth. Because
what?
again, I don't have a whole lot of time, so I can't really afford to cycle back on multiple conversations. If that's exactly what happened, there's going to be a different talk here. But if you're missing out on a detail, well, I have very painful and unconventional means of getting information. None of which I would like to employ on vassals, but I can also just read minds forcefully, and I prefer not to invade others unless absolutely necessary. So, depending on how quickly you explain things and how quick we get to the point, that might not be necessary.
What
Because
am I
I
thinking
really
of?
hate dealing with vassalship problems in general. I know y'all do for the greater good most of the time. And sometimes there's mishaps because y'all are little. And he pauses for a moment, like clearly looking for the right word. Under special circumstances, let's just say.
Reese walks up a little closer to him and like leans against the bars. Could we talk about this somewhere else?
Well, I don't see why we can't just talk right here.
Mm. She looks around.
Uh, I hate to say it, but even though I myself am not of the vassal variety, there are reasons why, and the reasons why, one of them has been I know that these, and you see he stops himself from using an expletive as he points at Jura. They mean business. They're very powerful. There really is no point in lying here.
So why are you in this cell then, mister?
He's going to take a once over of the group before he starts talking, seeing what everyone's expressions are.
Reese is just watching him, seeing what he's gonna do.
Yeah, Rictus is just kind of looking.
Mammoth's not paying attention.
Attempting to draw on the floor, but failing because it's cobblestone.
May or may not have perhaps woven a bit of a tall tale to try to help my partner Reese out of her little situation, as I saw she was being unjustly detained. So perhaps she should not be there, and the rest of them should not be here. But maybe I do belong here.
He stares at you for a few seconds. And this all happened because you tried to enter a nursing home.
I did
Correct.
ask yes, I did ask permission, and when they
What
denied it,
was your purpose of being there? Vassals don't tend to wander just any about part of the city unless they have a purpose. Was it a job? Personal interest? I don't see many Vidalkins staying around here, so I don't necessarily think you were visiting any personal relatives. So please, without lying to me, what was your purpose?
I was looking for. She looks at her friends. A body that I could morally justify
You were
taking.
looking for a dead person?
Close to.
Why does
And
that not surprise me from one of Nordstrom's?
yeah,
So your
and
goal was to kidnap, or at least
persuade.
influence, one of the elderly to be a, and I say this very sparingly, experiment?
Host.
Does that fit under the label experiment?
Yes.
Does Nordstrom know about this? Or did you do it behind your back? Or did he request that you do this?
It's really complicated.
It's a yes or no, did he know about it?
Okay, quick question to the DM. He was there for the conversation, but could he hear what we were speaking to when we were, like, astral projected?
Yeah. He was the one guiding it through it, yeah.
Yeah, because he helped us astral project.
Absolutely. He was talking to you during the projection.
Yeah, okay.
So he for sure heard everything said.
Yeah, he has no qualms about it.
Well, I'm not worried about whether he's qualms with it or not. I want to know, did he tell you and or know of your visit here today?
He didn't tell me to come to this establishment, no.
Alright, one of your goals is you're just looking for somebody that is elderly or dying to be an experiment,
Correct.
and your first thought was to break into a nursing home to do this.
Sometimes my moral judgment can be clouded. I am working on it.
Yeah, I suggest you work on that fast, honey. Look, I'm... What a fucking situation to walk into on a lunch break.
I just wanted a moment of peace, but work never allows me to rest. Well, looks around at all of you.
Reese assisted living. Sorry.
A crime was technically committed. Not by you, points at Reese. Looks towards Mustang. But lying to a town's guard, that's a different problem. Now, I assume that you did not try to impersonate a town's guard. And when I say assume, I mean that you agree with that statement.
Yes.
Yes.
We do no such thing, sir.
Good. Because if you did, then we'd have a separate problem.
Mm.
But if you only were confused and trying to aid in a conversation that you did not understand, then there can be bending of what could be a conversation that I have to have with my underlings about this.
Oh, well,
Now, I suggest you stop right there before you say anything.
Mustang will pretend to zip his non-existent lips and throw away the key.
My wholehearted belief is this. Vassals wish the best for Paradise Peak. That you do everything you can to try and better yourself so you can better the world around you. That you spend every waking moment trying to become a better person to help those who are not better people. That is what I have spent the last 75 years doing. That is what I wish for others as well. This is your first time offense of ever being in here. You've been vassals for about, I want to say, a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks at most. And I personally know the majority of your sponsors. So here's what I'm going to ask of you. I'm going to ask that I don't see any of you. I'm going to ask that I don't hear about anything related to you. And I'm going to ask that if you ever try and seek out a body for an experiment again, you find one that is willing and of well and able mind to do so. And
I
yes,
can do
it's
that.
really been about 2 weeks. In reality, I know it's fucked up.
That's
Y'all have not even known
killing
each
my
other for a
brain.
month. Oh
That's
yeah.
killing my brain right now.
The amount of game time versus the amount of in-game time is disturbing. Y'all talk a lot. So
Just
much
thought it
so
was-
that Jura cannot break character.
I just assumed that nobody would be willing, I suppose.
Well, I
It didn't
suggest you find somebody instead of
cross
trying
my
to do
mind to
whatever
just
you're trying to do, which I am
that.
not going to pretend I understand.
I have stopped trying to do that thing.
Now, if you're looking for somebody, I suggest you look not in an elderly home, but potentially look for those who are sick and dying that are unable to be helped by certain medicine. You can find those in just about any hospice around here.
That is sort of what I was looking for when I asked the cleric about long-term care facilities.
There's not a whole lot of long-term care because there's not a whole lot of long-term care for them.
Mm-hmm.
Lesser restoration, greater restoration, even the number of different spell options, not everybody
see.
can afford to use those.
Hmm.
So a lot of the common folk normally stay with their parents, with family members, with relatives until they're passing. But there are the rare few who you can find who are lucky enough to have neither. I am not directing you or trying to tell you to persuade any of these individuals to follow your whims for this experiment, but if you were trying to prolong their lifespan or potentially help cure them of this through a Nordstrom supervised experiment
Hmm.
that is ethical in nature. He pauses for a good couple of moments. Then I would suggest you go to this address. And he pulls out a small, like, kind of. You've seen a lot of these. Stone tablets are very often used as access keys. This is just a blank stone tablet, and he takes his finger and he just starts dragging it through the stone, and he writes out an address for you in the south side of the Dreaming City. I personally know them. They are friendly, kind, and outgoing people. If you're going to try and help them, I highly suggest that you do so. If this is going to cause any harm and I find out anything bad happened to them, I will directly link you to this. Do you understand?
I'll explain to the best of my abilities what they're signing up for, and if they are not
Good.
willing, I will not force them.
Outside of that, maybe go to a tavern and find someone who's down on their luck.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it looks like we've had our little misunderstanding solved. Also, may I just quickly ask, why is there a child amongst you and why is he chained?
I told them that they probably shouldn't have chained a child, but they were worried because he's a vassal.
Now, I don't remember seeing. Oh, wait a minute. No, you're the one with the frog.
Yeah,
Everyone
that's
was
me.
chanting Bruce, and I remember you being there.
That's him.
Where's your frog now?
He's around somewhere.
Hmm. Well, I apologize for the inconvenience, but also please do note what happened today was not just the fault of the town's guard, but heavily influenced by both parties.
Maurice nods her head a few times.
So I humbly apologize on their behalf, and I suggest that you do the same. Maybe not directly to Bill. He has his issues, but he's a good man. Spent a lot of years on this force helping people. But maybe to Carl. Carl is going to miss his harmonica. You might want to give that back to him before you go.
Oh, I will. You can see Mustang's kind of fuming.
Wonderful. Well,
Jura, would you like some entertainment before you go? Reese looks over to Mustang.
his eyebrow raises. What form of entertainment are you offering?
Oh.
I'm not one for long or short-term comedy, but if you have any sort of musical performance or poetry or anything like that, I wouldn't be opposed to have a few minutes.
Mustang's gonna hold up the harmonica and kind of shake it a little bit.
Reese
By
gives
all
him a nod.
means.
Okay, and now
You
he's
have
gonna
about 2
finally.
minutes and 45 seconds. 44, 43,
He's gonna
42.
hit the sick lick. He's gonna hit the sick lick on the harmonica.
Go ahead and give me a performance check.
Finally, good God Almighty! I better roll good on.
Ash waiting for the
Do it.
2
Gonna
hours of
hit the sick lick.
conversation.
Oh my God, he didn't hit the sick lick. I'm gonna use my inspiration to try and make it sick.
You also have the talisman, I think.
Wait, no, I thought you gave it to Mammoth.
Also, that requires failing an ability check. This is more of an
Sick
open-ended.
lick, please. A 20, a dirty 20. That'll do.
Okay.
Mhm.
That lick
So
is
it's
enough.
not your most impressive lick. However, you jam out with some prison time tunes, and you kind of lean back in the chair. You allow yourself to rock a bit. The chains rattling, the harmonica slowly soothing out this kind of sorrowful, but then turning into a jaunty-esque, happy to be free tune. You see, Jura has no emotion throughout any of it. Does not tap his foot, does not move, body language doesn't change, facial features doesn't change. But as it ends and you wrap up the song, he just gives like a faint smile and a nod and goes, "Thank you for your time. Now, I kindly ask that you carry on with your days outside the jail cell." And he moves the door to the side, allowing you all to walk out one by one. And as you do, without actually like having any key on him, he just taps the chains and they just drop to the floor as they walk out. And as he goes to release the armband on you, Mustang, he goes, "Was a interesting state that you're in. I'm gonna very gently just..." And he takes the band off, and your arm falls to the ground
Oh,
and just shatters into like 1,000 pieces.
that's new.
And after about maybe 2 seconds, the dust particles rise back up and reform your arm.
Oh, great.
It was really just it solidified your ash, pun intended, to a point like where it had solid solidity for a moment. Just needed to break again.
Great.
Sorry about that. Pockets the magical locket on your arm and kind of takes the chains and puts them back on the table behind him. Well, for future reference, Reese Mustang looks towards Rictus. You were... I know
What?
you're from Binstrom, but what's your name?
Oh, Rictus Nordrum the Seventh.
Rictus Nordrum the Seventh. That's quite the title.
Thank you.
And little guy,
Mammoth.
Mammoth. Well, I wish I could say that it was a pleasure meeting all of you at first, but this was unfortunate circumstances, so I hope that we find the actual pleasure of meeting on perhaps better and more friendly terms.
Do you want to go hang out with us?
I highly suggest that you get out of my office,
Okay.
but thank you for the two.
No problem, sir. And he's gonna, as they're walking out, he's gonna place the harmonica on the table at which he saw the other guard and Carl before. I don't think they're there anymore, right?
Yeah, no, they left.
Is there like a paper and like some ink on the table, or just some paper?
Paper directly on the table? No. Make me a quick perception check.
Okay, we are going to perceive. 24.
24. There's some parchment like on in like a large stack, like the very side of the room. See like people are jotting down like inventory, like what's basically like stuff was on you guys, purpose for bringing you guys in, stuff like that, yeah.
Can he take some paper?
I mean, you can either yeah, you can either ask or just take it.
No, he'll ask. He'll be like, may I have but a sheet of this parchment?
But a sheet.
But a sheet.
Yeah, what was the fucking great way to ask? I I don't see why not.
Thank you. And he's not going to wait for him to say anything else. And he's just going to take it and he's going to walk away. And he's going to go back to the table. And seeing as there's no spare pencils or ink wells with feathers or whatever, he's going to use his finger to write a note in charcoal and say,
Oh.
clean before using again. And put the harmonica on top of the piece of paper.
Oh yeah, no, that's a dusty fucking harmonica now.
Yeah.
Anyone that immediately uses that, black lung.
Yeah. Hey, we're gonna tell him to clean before using it again. And as they are walking out to like leave the place, he's gonna jump up and he's gonna click his heels together. Because he got to play a sick lick.
Oh my god. Side quest achieved. For sure, yeah. And you guys walk out of the office. You can see, as you walk out unchained, the lady behind the desk gives you like another smile. This one a little less avoidingly. And as you make your way out into the guild hall, where and what would you like to do? Where'd you like to go?
Reese just looks from Rictus to Mammoth to Mustang. Not a word to Maeve. She just like slowly shakes her head and like looks straight forward and continues to walk.
Rictus just grins a little bit. So is this normally how boys' night out on the town starts?
Preferably it's how it ends, but maybe it's a good thing we got it out of the way now.
Preferably, it's how it ends.
How would you prefer it to end like that?
Yeah.
Too much fun.
See, you get it, Mammoth.
Yeah, I get it.
The child gets a concept that has never once been done or seen in his life.
It's an innate quality. He's a party animal, not just a regular animal.
Hardy beast. Dear God.
Now, what time is it now that we've escaped?
During that conversation, like that conversation wasn't long. He literally said he was on his lunch break, and it was that short. It was like 15 minutes. So your total carcination time, an hour and 15 minutes.
Well,
It's now about roughly like 3 o'clock.
Well, that was my shortest prison stint ever.
Reese looks at the piece of paper that she was given to by Jorah.
It leads to, it gives you the address of actually kind of a familiar street, not too far away from Miss Leroy's residence,
Hmm.
closer to the southern side of the Dreaming City.
Do you guys think we should meet back up with the others? I've got some time left before a certain otherworldly being needs my assistance.
Yeah, we can see what they're up to.
I'm still kind of hungry.
Yeah, we'll definitely get you
Fair
some
point.
food. Okay.
Let's get some
Oh.
chow.
I'll let you guys lead for a minute, and I'm just gonna try not to commit any more crimes.
Who's munching? I can
I,
hear some
yeah, I
chow
love the
being
sound
ordered.
munching in the background as you talk about getting food. I want to get some food. How?
My bad. I thought I was muted.
Oh no, great. I love that. I love that. Mammoth is actually just eating chips as he's walking around. I'm hungry. Pulls it out of the fucking ether.
It's my vassalship token, dude.
Yeah,
Got the
but
settings
chips.
on lock.
He
I
keeps
think
Doritos in
belongs
his
to that.
vassalship token.
That's all of his gold. He just buys snacks and puts it in the vassalship token until it overflows. Oh god.
500 pounds of chips.
Yeah, and just like a bag of holding, you just open it and you're just gonna drown a beholder in it. Anyway, cool. Well, you guys are figuring
We're
all
gonna get
that
some notch.
lovely goodness out. Kipley and Maeve, as you guys are getting like approaching the Dreaming City, I assume that's where you're going, right? I think you said you're walking in that general direction.
I have no idea. I
Ye-
thought we were headed towards the red district. I don't know where we're
The
headed.
red light district is in the Dreaming City.
Okay.
It's in the scummier part of town, but it's still in the city limits.
Makes no
Uh,
difference.
think
are
they-
you also, are you guys still going there?
No, I don't think so. I don't think
Okay.
it was.
But I remember you guys were walking in that general direction. You saw the bird, talked about it, and then we didn't get an exact. Well, you don't need an exact destination, but I just need a general direction where we're headed. You could also just like walk around the Dreamings, like not walk like inside of it. You could walk around like the border of it as well if you just want to like walk and talk.
The walk and talk seems appropriate.
Yeah, Kipley's just
There's
kind
a
of
lot
keeping
of
close
trails
to
in the mountains.
to Maeve.
Sure. like as you're getting closer to like the lower trails that lead into the city, um, you do see there is yet another familiar face walking up to you, both Maeve and Kipley. Um, as Maeve, you see that Ada is kind of walking with purpose up the mountain, walks like right past you as you guys continue like going right on the trail instead of going towards the city. Pauses, looks back down, stares at you for about a few seconds, and then goes motherfuck, and then starts walking back over to you and goes, Maeve, Maeve,
Yes.
Maeve.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I didn't realize I'm shouting and you're right. You're still within earshot.
Mhm.
You guys have a second? Actually, no, I just need you.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I have time.
Great. Sorry, don't. Yeah, I don't remember your name.
It's
No, that's
simply
the
my
way.
friend.
No.
Kipley. Wonderful meet you.
Well, for
Um,
today, it's good. That's the way I like it. Good,
she's already walking away with Maeve.
right? Fuck off. Okay, I'm just gonna be over here.
Well, I have news for you. I want to disclose beforehand, because just wanted to give you a heads up. Um, Calamity's having a trial tonight. You're gonna be there.
Oh no.
Um, I, for obvious reasons, will not be there.
What? No. Why
Um,
am I there? You're not.
well, there's gonna be plenty of other sponsors and plenty of other overlookers and on watchers waiting. Just wanted to give you a heads up to be prepared because this is not your typical trial, as you can probably imagine. There's not a whole lot of wiggle room. There's actually no wiggle room at all because she has murdered a lot of people. Um, it's going to be a public event, so I suggest that you prep for that. I don't know.
Sorry, what is
I don't think you're supposed to have like a speech or anything, but just be ready to like, have that
what role do I
mentality.
have here? You're not telling me what I have to do.
I not gonna say it exactly. I don't want to get in trouble for that. You are just my you're my vassal, and you know very much that I value my vassals greatly. Like you guys are the closest thing that my species can have to kids, since I can't physically reproduce. So I just wanted to have one of my new and concerningly growing children be prepared for what's to come later tonight. Also, did you reawaken recently? You smell.
Um,
Like you
thank
reek of
you, but
animus.
oh yeah, I can do a new thing.
And what would that be?
Um, so don't. Okay, you can't. You gotta promise not to like laugh because I have to like cry or make myself
You
feel
have to
really
cry?
sad. I don't have. I don't have to. I just have to feel like
Oh,
really sad.
honey, that's not a good way to activate an ability.
It's no, I just don't. I'm looking into other things that can help it, but I just for right now it's feeling sad.
I mean, if you need to cry, just cry. Yeah, no, I can't stop you from doing it. I'm just gonna feel bad while watching this.
No, it's Maeve is going to like look at the gauntlets and kind of hold it together like she's trying to summon something in like her cupped hands.
Hmm.
Um and begin kind of producing the energy of a typical divine spite, and slowly watch the energy dwindle into like a flame.
Oh, very cool. You learned how to make fire out of radiant energy.
It's
Interesting.
it's much more impressive. I couldn't do it before. It's a thing that I couldn't do.
I'm not undermining it. I just have a naturally kind of like unassumingly unimpressed tone because, my lifestyle doesn't allow me for surprises. But I mean, that's still really good. Like that's awesome. If you've grown exponentially within like, I don't know, 2 weeks since we started working together, that's awesome. I take credit for most of it. I am a great teacher.
Speaking of teaching and being a teacher and actually training me on things,
Oh yeah,
um,
what's up?
I hand-to-hand combat. I mentioned it before.
Oh yeah, no, it's like my specialty.
Yeah. Uh,
Oh, you need training in that? I thought you like already knew most of the parts, like
and
because you kind of like did like the shield tearing thing, and you made like your hands gauntlets and stuff. Am I wrong? Jared, did you cut out or did I cut out? Oh no.
Oh
I can't
no.
hear him.
Okay, good. It wasn't me. I
No.
was like, can anyone else hear me?
We lost him.
Jared. Jared. And on that fateful day, Maeve died.
it's fucking.
Hey, there we go.
I hate this internet so much. Um, yeah, no. May was just asking if there's like any training that she could provide.
Oh, I mean, there's multiple different ways that we could do this. One, I mean, we already fought each other. I could do that, but pull my punches way more. Um, I could just show you the ropes, which is a little bit more boring, but obviously, if you're not looking to get physically hurt during this training, that's also an option. Um, I mean, yeah, I could do like a training course if you have time. You just finished a mission, right? You just
Yeah.
came back from a successful job.
Yeah.
So you're not technically allowed to do work for another 5 days. So if you have downtime, you can just stop by and I can just give you small lessons throughout the week.
Like, yeah, that would actually be really helpful. When did you say this thing was that I
Oh
have
yeah,
to?
it's tonight. It's tonight.
What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, I really don't like expect it to be like a big thing, but at the same time, like it's probably gonna be a bigger thing.
I have to be there, like it's mandatory.
Well, your grandfather's gonna talk to you.
Fucking shit. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I gave you the warning.
Oh fuck.
It's like I knew because I was asked whether I wanted to be there or not, and I was like, obviously not. Don't really want to be there for what's gonna happen. But I asked exactly what was gonna happen, and they gave me the rundown and said that gave us a list of people who wanted to be there. You were on that list.
Skip it. Uh, does the rest of the party, are they going to be there, or is this like a invite only type situation?
If you bring them along, I don't think it'll be a problem. But I mean, at the same time, they weren't they specifically invited. But I'm sure you can bring them. I don't think anyone's gonna have any qualms with the people who are kind of indirectly linked to this situation.
You know,
I mean, again, you guys can't claim public credit for what happened. That's fully on the Dabala clan and your grandfather. But they want to come. Yeah, they can bear witness, I guess.
no, we did a bit of kind of like discovery as a group, and I think this is good for us to kind of do a lot more of these things together.
Ooh, okay. Well, that's your choice. Sure.
Oh,
Well, I think that's just about it. Good luck. Um, I'm rooting for both of you,
excuse me, why would you be rooting for me?
and well, you're my vassal, as I said. I
Like you
care
root for
deeply.
people in a fight. Though, do I have to
Hmm?
fight?
I mean, no. Mm, eh. She kind of looks at you really for a few seconds. I mean, it's a trial.
Yeah, like a legal proceeding, right?
Kind of looks at you.
Right. Like a legal
I'm
proceeding.
I'm sure this is gonna be all making sense when someone else explains it but me. Have a wonderful night, and again, stop by for those fist to hand-to-hand combat training. I think that's gonna be really useful.
Oh, okay. All right.
Maybe do a little bit tonight if you have the time. You won't have time, but maybe tomorrow if you're in condition to do it. Kind of
I'll
pats you on the shoulder. You're gonna be just fine. Don't worry about it. I don't think there's gonna be anything too bad.
thank you for the vote of confidence.
You're gonna do great. Just be yourself. Anyway, I got places to be. Mainly anywhere but here. So, she kind of pats you on the shoulder. Yeah. Yep. Okay.
Have fun.
And she starts walking away.
I head back over to Kipling.
I mean, Kipley's just sitting crisscross applesauce right next between the two of you.
Oh
No, she walked away from. If you try and have a seat in this conversation, she will just walk away repeatedly. This was
Oh,
a Maeve only conversation.
well, that's really rude.
You can make me a stealth check if you want to try and sneak in, but
All right.
she very much walked away from you at first.
Oh,
Natural 20, you're in the
nice.
middle of both of them.
She's
But
like
she goes
sitting
to
with her
walk away,
back
and then she looks
against.
down. And then she just walks away. That's adorable. That's the perfect time, natural 20.
She's just
Yeah,
like,
you turn around and you look
yeah.
for Kipley, and she's not there, Maeve.
Yeah, Maeve. So Maeve, would have seen, given, and just chooses not to, I guess, um, interact with it. But does kind of look around for, um, like where, because it doesn't necessarily clock to her, that she would just be able to sneak in and legit just sit there. So she clearly moved around, but not seeing her. She's like, "What the? Hibley, did you? How much of that? Were you there the whole time?
Yeah.
You didn't like move around or anything?"
Yeah. No. No, was there a problem? I'm sorry. People generally
You're
just kind of
just
move around me like it's no big deal.
you. like at no point you didn't just oh you're that's good. Also, are you coming with for the thing?
I mean, we're friends, right? I'll go
Yeah.
wherever you go.
Thank you. That's so sweet.
You know, it gets weird when you start thinking of us. You know, it's just we're friends. That's what we do, right? Don't fucking thank me. It makes it weird.
Why wouldn't I thank you? That's the kind thing you've said.
Because you don't have to be kind to friends. You just know that they understand. That's just what they do.
But should still be, thanked for it. You when you do something, it's still a very kind thing that you said. You know,
Oh my god, you've never had a actual friend, have you?
I yes, but also I'm just a nice person. I think.
Maeve? She kind of moves
Yes.
up towards you and just kind of rests a hand on your arm. You've lived in a very rich mountain for a lot of years. And then you, married a really beautiful sea princess. I don't know if you really know what true friendship is. All your friends have kind of stolen gold from you. You think dragons stealing gold from you is okay and that's like friendship and shit. I don't really know if you know. You know, I'm here for you. I think this is a good thing for us to walk through together.
Okay. Um. Okay. I don't know how to process that in kindness right now,
I
so
know.
I'm not.
It's alright.
Oh, did you just nicely tell me that I've never had friends and don't know what friends are meant to be and do? That's what you said, right?
Did I? I feel like you're putting words into my mouth.
Yeah, it's like girl boss.
Oh, fucking goddamn. Okay, we should be looking for our friends, right?
Right, at the
And
whole
not.
houses.
Nope.
At the
I don't think they're
whorehouses.
there. I
No,
don't think they're there.
I don't either.
I realize, yeah, they wouldn't bring a child like that'd be irresponsible. They wouldn't bring a child to do like an irresponsible thing.
Well,
Nope, they would bring a child to jail.
And bring a child to a kidnapping?
Yep.
Where are they at? I know so much about them, and none of it is about like their personal goings on when like life is not a threat. Oh, this fucking sucks. I don't know where they would be. I don't know enough about Mustang. A bar? We can check bars and taverns.
I mean, if you really think about our group, do you think maybe we should. Maybe we should look into those that actually observe the general populace a bit more? I think that maybe is something more that you should do. They generally don't take a liking to me as much as you.
What do you mean?
I'm talking about gods and everything. They keep an eye on people walking around. They might have a better idea of where people have gone.
Oh shit. Okay. Look. Trust in the
Oh,
authorities.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I'm just saying, they're keeping an eye on everyone, right? Surely they've seen like a blue girl with like a bloody dripping minion, a short little, gnome person with a child that has a frog, and, a ghost like walking around town and stuff.
Like that's the last one that you use for reference. The actual smoking ghost.
Yeah. Are there any guards nearby doing patrols?
You guys are walking around like the outside of the Dreaming City. But you know where to find your one guard friend,
Hell
just on the
yeah.
border.
On to the one guard friend.
You make your way inside the Dreaming City, and you're kind of looking around the wall. And it doesn't take you long to find him, as his patrol leads across the actual border. Um, you see Stefan just kind of chilling towards the gate as as you both approach. He's Maeve. Pleasure to see you.
Oh,
And I
hi.
believe I know your name is. Give me a moment. It's been a week or so. It begins with a K. It ends in a P. No. It begins with a K. It ends with an E. You're Kippy. Am I right?
Kip is like ducked behind Maeve's legs. As she kind of is looking around and she's like, are you talking to
And
me?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to scare you, little one. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I remember you and Maeve and your friends passed through here a little while ago. Some of you said hi. I think your name began with a K, but I apologize. I meet a lot of people. My memory isn't the greatest, but I do remember it began with a K.
Oh, you're one of the best guards I've ever met. No, my
Oh, thank you.
yeah, no. Hi, I'm Maeve's friend. I'm Genevieve.
You're
Oh, God.
You're Genevieve.
Right.
Maeve, isn't that funny? You have multiple friends named Genevieve.
Yeah.
I thought oh, it's a funny name because there's only like a few Genevieves in town, but you know two of them. It's
Yeah.
funny.
You know all the Genevieves in Paradise Peak.
He's a Genevieve collector, I think. Oh, it's a pleasure to
Please.
meet you, Genevieve.
Head just kind of turns suspectedly up towards Maeve. It's like, really?
By the way, give me a deception check. It's not a high DC, but
Oh,
just in case you roll a one.
I have to go back to my character sheet.
I have to roll you.
Yeah.
From a natural 22. Oh my god, 24. You're Genevieve. Was there something I could do for you two?
Yes. Have you seen the other or heard anything about our other party members?
Oh, you mean about the six?
Yes, the
Oh, it's a
six.
fun name it is. Not really logical in it because you have more than six people in the group, but it's a funny name. Um, Let me think. The six. Last I checked, I think they was the guild hall. I remember someone there with the sending stone mentioned a um what the devil of dust, a dust devil.
Okay. Where did they say they were?
You should probably. I seen at the guild hall. I don't know where they were going, but Mr. Tepesh said that he was looking and he was asking them personal questions. Maybe I don't know. He was recruiting them or something. He said he was
Oh.
having a conversation with them. That we should not interrupt. Which is
Alright.
fun for me because I'm on a nice far patrol out here, so I don't really have to worry about any of that.
Yeah.
You're so helpful. What was your name?
My name's Stefan. It's a pleasure to meet you, Genevieve.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for your help. Hey, have you seen Pearl? She's blue
Pearl?
girl. Yeah, long
Oh
white
yes,
hair.
Pearl. As you mentioned, I do think she was in town a few days ago, and then she said that she was out on a mission. Oh wait, no, that was with you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have I seen Pearl in the last few days? Have I? I don't know. That's up to a roll of the dice, isn't it? 1d20 plus Stefan's modifier. It's not a high modifier. It's only a +2. Well, fuck
Whoa,
me.
I believe in you, Stefan.
Well, I haven't really seen Pearl in the past few days, but I did think that there was I think there was a sighting at the beach a few days ago. I was talking to Gerald. You know Gerald, right? At the beach.
No.
Well,
Yeah.
I think Maeve would because Maeve got in trouble with Gerald before when they were bathing in the sun without their
Oh, what? No, you don't.
armor on.
It's fine. We're good.
But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, Geralt said that he saw a sea elf on the beach. I wasn't sure if it was Pearl or not because the hair was different.
Different how?
Well, Pearl has white hair, and the one that came ashore had black hair, and they didn't give their name. They just ran to the city. Tried to catch her, we did, but she was a slippery one.
You said Geralt?
Oh, Geralt. It's a day at the end.
What's Geralt's schedule like so we can go ask him?
Oh, he should be bound by the beach, probably still. He guards the border to make sure that no monsters come wandering through at night. It's getting around, I think, maybe 4 p.m., so he should probably be getting to his shift sometime soon in the next hour or so.
Thank you, Stefan. You're so helpful.
You're welcome. I try to be. Miss Genevieve.
Yeah, Miss.
You know multiple Genevieves. That's funny.
Hello.
By the way, Genevieve was held in at the town hall for a few days. Just thought I should let you know. She said that you said something about gnome uprising, and she kind of went on being on a crazy spurt. But Genevieve is rather crazy, so she's kind of like the no. She's just a nice
Oh,
lady looking out for her neighborhood. We know that, but she does a little too much sometimes.
yeah. She.
You wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
Nope.
Because it was actually a funny thing that happened that day. There was a crime. A bunch of people were murdered at the docks on the same day that she said the gnome uprising was happening. And also, she also said that you were the one that told her about the gnome uprising. So, if you have anything information about that, that'd be very useful. Mr. Tepesh was actually looking into that personally.
Wait. So you're saying Genevieve was telling you about gnome uprising.
Oh
And
yeah,
that
she said that Maeve ran into her on the street and talked about gnome uprisings in the northern districts when there was murders in the southern districts. So Mr. Tepesh thought there would be some interesting business because those both happened on the same day. So he said he'd look into it personally.
I don't know who Mr. Tepesh is.
Oh, he's one of the head of security of the island. He's also one of the sponsors.
A bunch of murders. Gnome
Apparently, there was
uprising.
about I think like 12 murders.
Wow.
There's a bunch of gods on a port dock were murdered in broad moonlight. They didn't find who did it, but there was a lot of trailing of blood leading into the city.
Why did they think it was gnomes?
Well, that's because what Maeve said. Oh no, they don't think the gnomes murdered anyone. She just said Genevieve said that Maeve told her there'd be a gnome uprising in the northern section of town, and we should probably send guards there. And we did, but there was just some gnomes banging on some drums, doing I think a live performance. So I can understand the confusion, but it was also on auspicious timing, I think you call it.
Wow, this is so weird. That is really odd timing.
But if you do have any information related to that, you should talk to Mr. Tepesh or any of the other town's guard about it. I know you keep above board and you do the best that you can to protect the city, so it was unfortunate timing that the guard were told to go north when murders happened in the south. But I'm sure you can help in any way, shape, or form with Mr. Tepesh's information and gathering and all that. Be very grateful.
Of course.
Also, how did you know the gnomes were going to be in the north? I mean,
Well, you see,
they were just like a band of like traveling gnomes who just gone to town that day, so they weren't really scheduled to be anywhere. At least that's what they said in their reports.
here's the thing. I oftentimes when I rest, I commune with the people of my lineage that go far back.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just something about the north direction and gnomes. Maybe because
Your
it's like
ancestors are gnomes.
no, 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 no. It's they've had interactions with gnomes, and I
Negative
mentioned it.
interactions with gnomes.
Well, yes and no. They've had numerous interactions. They've been mostly probably not good, but they've also been good to some degree. There are a couple of them that just don't like gnomes.
Well, that's actually problematic.
Yeah,
A
I'd
a lot
say
of gnomes are very nice people.
They
they
are
are.
step on.
Yeah, it's
I've
listen,
met a
just
lot of
because they
friendly
have
gnomes. Hell, I became friends with the ones that we intercepted that night. He's very nice, you know. His name's Randall. He plays the lyre.
ooh,
He doesn't play it very well, but he's trying.
You intercepted a bunch of gnomes that night?
I use a gnomish band traveling.
Are they still being detained?
I know they're not detained. We just had some brief questioning. It only took roughly about I think 20, 30 minutes. They mainly just kept chatting on about the entertainment, so we were there longer than usual, but they're very nice people. Very nice gnomes.
they seem to
It's
be
such
very nice people.
unfortunate that the murders happened on the same night.
I mean, it's always unfortunate when murders happen.
Oh, I know
Yeah.
it is. But they normally have more people guarding the southern ports on top of any private guards, but they were all moved because of the emergency.
What was the emergency?
The gnomes? So there was an uprising. Genevieve was spouting on about the whole Gnomish uprising. She said that Maeve personally saw them. And we trust Maeve with our very lives. She's been very helpful. The Dumbala family name is trustworthy to the bone. So we went and we found them, and they were just playing. So it was a sad misunderstanding, but I mean, it was unfortunate. His poor 12 souls were lost because of that. You hear kind of like a sniffle under the helm. Truly unfortunate.
Maeve is beginning to cry too. Not because she's sad about the murders. Because she's sad that she's squandering her family's name.
Well, anyway, I didn't want to keep you for too long, just in case I'm rambling. You know I like to talk.
Oh, it's fine. It's okay. It's
Are
so
you
sad.
crying?
Yeah.
Oh, I know the loss of life is really sad, but if you start crying, and I'll start crying. And I can't cry while on duty, Maeve.
If you cry, I'm gonna cry.
Well, Maeve, don't it? It's just a huge tear goes down his Goliath face.
Oh yeah.
I
Maeve also cries a little bit.
So
It's just very awkward because it's now like just two people crying in the middle of a street. Like people are still walking past and stuff.
um
It's getting around like evening too, so like the sun's getting a little bit lower.
we were just kind of doing a tour around town, looking for friends, and then looking for Pearl. If you see Pearl, let us know if any of the
I
gods see her.
will.
And then
Oh.
i- i- you know, maybe if you really want to go to the Red District, we can. Otherwise, maybe we should head home. And shit.
We still have to find our friend.
No, we should head home.
Maeve, before you do go, want this warning. Be safe traveling at night. There's been a few rumors going around lately. There's people selling illegal stuff on the streets at night. I can't specify exactly what it is because I'm not allowed to, but sniffle. There's just some shady business in town. So don't accept random deals from people that you don't know. I know you know that, but I feel like I have to do my civic duty by repeating that statement.
You're such
No,
a
man,
good.
it's okay.
You're such a good god, Stefan.
Thank you. Can
How
I
will
give
we
you a
know?
hug, Genevieve and Maeve?
How will we know not to accept a deal if we don't know what they're dealing in?
And he gives Maeve a hug. And and he just kind of backs away, waving the tears to his face. Well, alright, I'm gonna go. I have to continue my patrol before I'm gone too long. But be safe. And I'll give you any updates if I see Pale.
Also,
Thank you.
let us know if there's anyone we can keep on the lookout for you.
Oh, for suspicious individuals, you mean?
Yeah.
Normally, I can't really say it to the general public, but because you're Maeve and Maeve's friend, there is one person who's currently of most wanted in the
Yeah.
Dreaming City. Hold on. I'm sure there's a poster somewhere.
We're here for you, Stefan.
They were suspected to be related to the Heralds.
Fuck the
They don't have a
Heralds.
definite connection, but people think they're related to them.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me find it. There's a lot of these. It's buried deep.
It's
And I
fine.
cried on a bunch of the posters, so some of them are smudged.
Do you need help digging in your pockets?
Yeah, can you actually? Oh well, no, don't digging in the pockets. Just there's like a huge stack of wanted posters here.
Alright, just put them on the ground. We'll start spreading them
Alright.
out.
And he goes for a few moments as Dom finally finds the picture. Um, it was, if you say this individual, please let us know. She's her connection to the house is unknown, but people have put in multiple reports of suspicious activity and previous heralds meeting with her in secret. So if you say this woman, please let us know at your earliest convenience.
Oh,
Is there a name attached to her?
We
yeah.
don't know her name yet.
Is she powerful?
I don't know, but go with caution and travel in groups. Do not approach her alone. That's our orders, and you should follow them too, just in case she's dangerous.
Thank you, Stefan.
Thank you, Genevieve and Maeve. I have to go now.
Peace be with you.
And with your enemies. And he walks away.
Yeah, Kipley, as soon as he's away, she's just like,
fucking interaction.
she just like goes back to normal.
Oh.
Just looks up at Maeve. Are we heading back now?
Maeve is legit crying. She's like, what the fuck? What?
Are you all
How
right?
you? Yeah, but you were just crying. Why?
Oh,
Are you?
I
Are
know
you
it's all
feeling the same?
right. It's all right. We're gonna find Pearl. I promise.
No, it's so. But like also, you're.
Come on, come on. It's all right. Here, she picks up the paper with the picture on it and hands it to her. We'll keep on the lookout.
Yeah. Also, do you? This feels like natural for you. Are you? Do you like lie a lot?
No.
Insight. I got it. I got it.
Yeah. Normally I'd say choose deception or persuasion, but we both know which I'm gonna ask for. There's only one correct answer. Oh god, yeah, I don't think you can. Can you beat that? I think you can beat
What?
that. 27.
Oh no, I can't.
Yeah, that's a. GG, go next.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's no possible way for me to beat 27.
No, you got almost half of it. Yeah, no, you. I mean, here's the thing, right? In your mind, you can still hold doubts, but like her upfront reaction to this specific question seems legit.
No. No. Damn. In that case, she's gonna be like, "You have a lot of fucking names, Kipley.
I mean,
That's how do you keep track of them all?"
she shrugs. You don't. You don't really have to, unless it's with important people. In which case, you don't really make up names with the people you care about.
But you made up those names. You made up that name. I thought you were just like Genevieve. I thought it was like a middle name or something.
What?
Mavis still crying.
Do I look like a fucking Genevieve to you?
Oh no, you just said you didn't lie, and I thought it was. I thought your name was Genevieve.
Oh, I. You know, we're gonna. It's all right. It's all right. We're gonna get back to the rest of our party. We're gonna do adventures together. We're gonna go to the Red District together, and then, you're gonna learn a bit more about how it is to live, you know, under the radar.
Was Pearl used to be like the other half. She was the the shadows, and she understood the lifestyle, and it was like the moon and the sun, and
Well,
she
yeah.
just begins to like tear up again.
Yeah, Kipperly like leads her along back towards Dumbledore Manor, and she's just like, yeah, no, we're gonna find her. That's our number one. After we get the rest of our friends together and we regroup, we're gonna find Pearl.
All right. But we have to find them to invite them to the what's the name tonight as well.
What's that?
The thing that you were there for.
What
What's
thing?
all this about then?
The the thing that I'm getting called in to do.
Do you need us to? All right, no, we'll be there.
Yeah, I thought we were doing more stuff as like a group.
Yeah, no,
Group bonding.
we'll be there with you. Do you need us to like be killy or like defendy or like lie? Just sit there in silence or what? Or let's just wait till we get back and we can talk about it with the rest of the group.
Yeah. We still don't know where they are.
No, they're back. They're back at home. I feel it.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah. No, I gave my talisman to Rictus, Mustang to Rictus. They have
Alright,
they
sure.
have the talisman, so I can track it. Come on, let's go.
Yeah. I'll follow after Kimberly.
All right. The rest of you. where are we going? What are we doing?
I'm pretty sure per Mammoth's request, we are going to get
Food.
some eat.
You're gonna get food?
Yeah.
Um, sure. We head on over. Go ahead and just roll me a D. What was this? How many taverns do I actually have in the area? Go ahead and roll me D6. Unless you're specifically looking to go somewhere for food, in which case can be done.
Who's rolling?
Mammoth, this is you.
Go
Oh,
for
okay.
it.
5.
5. Go to the Slap and Tickle Tavern. No.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be the fucking? Oh my god. The red light district continues, baby. No. You do end up you end up going to the Crimson Scabbard, which is really like relatively close to the guild hall. It's a tavern that you've already gone to. Pretty decent food, pretty decent drink. There's still a broken coat rack.
Oh, I remember.
Yep. Oh yes. But for sure. You guys, if you wish to, actually, you know what? Pause. Hold on. I actually had something for this already. Perfect. Yeah. If you guys wish, you can pick out a table. The tavern's pretty empty. You see, there is one person, like one very large person, kind of like massive draped, kind of beat up cloak, towards the very edge of the tavern. Like they're sitting in a booth at the very back, and like a dark, musky corner, completely shut off from the rest of the tavern. And then there's a group of about like 6 to maybe 7 other guys, that look like they're just having some nights out. They're drinking, they're pretty loud, they're pretty rambunctious, but they seem to be having a good time. And if you, as you guys all walk in, you can see that the tavern owner, which is this like older human-looking guy, um, has his little monocle on, has his suit that looks pretty decent for the just having a tavern this size. Um, kind of crosses over the bar to you guys, signaling you over, and goes, um, welcome. Is there anything that I can get you guys started with? Any drinks? Any requests for food? Would you like to be eating here, elsewhere? I know we have a bit of a party going on in the back, so I don't be too assuming that you would like to eat here. But if you'd like to, we can absolutely prepare that for you.
How accommodating are you to requests?
In terms of,
Food?
I mean, we have plenty of different options. Um, we can also outsource to any of our local, fellow related taverns in the area. We have many different deals going on with many of our neighbors who are very generous in providing their menus here as well as ours and theirs.
You ever heard of like a common comfort food dish called liver and onions?
Yes, I have.
Could I have it with brains instead of livers?
I don't think that we have brains on hand. Um, I'll see what we can do.
That would be good. And a bowl of peanuts
That
while
I
I
can
wait.
do. Anything else?
Just a burger and potato sticks with some strawberry juice.
Potato sticks with some strawberry juice? Very well.
You know what? I could use a drink.
Oh, absolutely. We have many fine vintages to choose from. May I recommend we have a new elven plum wine, fleshly imported. The taste is divine.
Sounds nice. It would pair very nicely with brains and onions, and she gives him like an eyebrow.
I cannot give personal recommendations, nor can I tell you that it won't. You may happily be our first customer to give feedback on such things.
Yeah. I'll take a tall glass of that.
Of course. Anything else? How about you, little one? Would you like
Do you guys
anything to eat?
do you guys have chicken tenders?
We most certainly do not, but one of our other locations certainly can get that over for you. It'll be maybe a 20-minute wait, if you're okay with that.
What else do you have?
Well, if you're looking for chicken, we do have. Oh, well, I mean, I guess we could do somewhat of chicken tenders. We do offer a rotisserie chicken here, so if we could give you the small portions of that at a time.
I'll just have one of those.
Oh, very well. An entire rotisserie chicken, or just a leg? Or
The chicken's fine.
very well. Would that be all? Looks towards the Mustang with like a eyebrow raised.
Y'all got any beans?
Oh, we most certainly do.
I'd love
How
some of those. Maybe me. You got a steak here too?
are
Steak and beans?
black beans all right?
Oh man, you don't got any like I don't know, just some baked beans, a little bacon.
We can bake them, yes. Um, we have. I'm pretty sure we have baked beans. Steak. We do have steak too. Yes.
Let me get some steak and beans. And y'all got any mooncake wine around these parts?
His other eyebrow raises. Um,
I can check in the back, but just to let you know that is a rather eh, rich taste.
I don't mind splurging on a glass, and then I'll have the cheap shit for the rest of the night.
Sorry,
Very
how much
well.
was the glass of wine?
Uh, your total is only going to be 5 silver. The group's total is 15 silver.
I'll pay for the
If you
table.
would like to, oh, very well. We'll
Thank you,
get that out
Reese.
in just a moment.
I think
You
it's the least I could do for you guys. Just gives them all a look.
After getting you imprisoned, 15 silver. I get it.
I was largely considering bribing for way more than that, so
Oh, trust me, that would have gone so much worse.
well, I was rationalizing with with myself before this campaign started today.
No
Trust me.
corruption on Paradise Peak. That sounds
There is some for sure, but you tried that with Jura, and that'd definitely make it so much worse. But anyway, yeah. Just one moment. You guys end up finding a table. Your food eventually comes around. The mooncake wine, however, is an entirely different price. That 13 silver covers all of you guys' stuff. Are you ordering a bottle or a glass?
Well, how much is a glass?
A
I forget.
glass is 15 gold.
How much is a bottle?
A bottle is 50 gold. And the bottles are not very big.
Just say
Because if you
You know,
remember,
mooncake.
these things get you drunk very quickly.
I do. I remember you get drunk as a skunk. I think we're just good with one glass, and like you said, he'll have cheap shit for the rest of the night.
Okay. So
Which is his one
15 gold,
word.
you can remove that from your inventory.
Mooncake?
Mooncake wine.
Oh.
Some of you know about it. It is something that I use in all of my campaigns as an ongoing joke. Um, it's essentially just a dreamy, milky white liquid.
Ew.
That's not exactly a wine, but it's labeled underneath it, and it is one of the most potent alcohols in the entire universe. A single
Everclear, but make it delicious.
I was gonna say.
exactly, yeah, is Everclear on steroids. But he brings out your glass. You can see there's just a little bit of like silvery mist just kind of hovering out of it and onto the table as he places it down in front of you. Enjoy your meal and drink. Let me know if you'd like to top up on that. And just walks away with like a look of like, damn. As again, like it's a ghost drinking and eating. Not really expected. Um, as you guys are kind of in the midst of your meal, enjoying your piece, it is very quickly broken by how loud this group is. You can hear them shouting just about like every couple of minutes. Um, they're not like fully like being a problem, but just enough so that it is annoying. Uh, they're knocking each other off of each other's chairs. You hear them screaming and shouting. One dude throws a mug, and it goes right past another guy and kind of lands a few feet behind your table. It genuinely looks like this is either like a bachelor party that's in its absolute like final stages and everyone's completely out of their minds, or some sort of like victory toast that's going absolutely fucking bonkers. In terms of the group, not actual people that you know of or have seen before, but definitely look to be the murky type. Mostly. Um, could be vassals, could be mercenaries, could just be any sort of different swords for hire, but throughout the entire night, or at least the entire meal, all you hear basically every 2 seconds, it's just shouting. But yeah, anything that you guys like to RP over a little dinner?
What's the other guy doing? That's sitting in the
In
corner
the
by
very
himself.
back corner, absolutely nothing. He has a bottle of looks like it's not exactly what is clear of what kind of liquid's in front of him, but he just has a very large kind of brown bottle that he just chugs every now and then the waiter comes and refills it. But he's just kind of staring at a wall, not exactly looking like he's interacting with anyone around him.
Mhm.
I bet that creepy guy's got some good stories. And he points past the shouting group towards the guy in the corner.
I think you should go ask him.
You triple dog dare me?
Yeah, I triple dog dare you.
You
He
should go.
slams his hands down on the table and he gets up and he starts walking over to him.
You should go with him, Mammoth.
Oh boy.
Do you triple dog dare me?
I triple dog dare you.
Okay, I'll go too. And he'll kind of scooch out and waddle after him.
Mustang's bringing his glass.
We love this.
Drinks on wheels.
Drinks on wheels. Wait a minute.
Yeah, he's wearing
What
Heelys.
are the wheels?
Yo!
He's got
Ghost with
Heelys on.
Heelys.
He's drinking and driving.
Hey, wait a minute.
I love doing that.
Don't do this in front of the kids. Don't do this at home. Interesting. Okay. Was not expecting this, but here we are. Excuse me, for sure. You walk over. What do you say or do?
Is there like another seat opposite of him, or is he
Oh
sitting
yeah,
at a
it's a
table with more?
booth.
Oh, okay, great. He's gonna sit in the booth and try and discern what's in his cup. And if he can't, oh well.
Some sort of dark, kind of murky looking liquid. There's
Okay.
no label on the bottle, and there's no like. You can you? That's a good question. Can you smell?
Yes,
don't
he
think you-
can smell.
Okay. There's no discernible like. There's no like discernible like flavor or kind of scent in the air around it.
Dirty water.
Maybe. But you sit across from this guy. What do you do?
Yeah. What you drinking there, pal?
Yeah, what you drinking there, pal?
You see that they slowly look up, and the hood covers like the cloak covers the entire body, and the hood covers most of the face. And as they look up at you, he goes, "What business is it of yours?"
You just look like a man with stories, and I am an eager listener. I'll buy you another drink for one of them stories.
I'll give you some of this chicken.
Just holding a rotisserie chicken in your hand.
That's a good deal, huh?
Kind of
It's pretty
see
good.
his eyes kind of light up in the darkness of the cloak, slightly orangish, almost borderline gold. And what stories are you interested in hearing?
Have you ever gone to jail?
Ooh, good question.
Several.
Tell us your gnarliest jail stint.
Mm, Looks at both of you. There was one time I was in the brig.
Not the actual jail, but the brig of a dweller that was sinking. An enemy raid happened. The heralds. I found myself drowning, consumed by dark, murky waters. The only hope was behind iron bars that I could not bend. I saw my life leave my eyes before me. The world closed in around my vision, until I heard the bars being bent. The sound of destruction gone silent, as a golden savior stepped through the bars, burning them with her very touch, grabbed me from the wreckage, brought me back to the surface, and swam with me for 4 miles into the nearest island. I had been in that brig for roughly 6 months. My muscles were so sore by the time I got to the island, I did not move for 2 days. Nor did I see that figure again. Takes a long swig of the drink in front of them. That is all I have to say.
Wow. And you see Mustang, he's whipped out his little pocketbook, and you can see he's been writing all this down.
But I do have different story. One of more recent times. One of a dancing moonlight. Would you be interested in hearing?
I would, but I'm not buying you another drink.
Yeah, no more chicken either.
This is on the
Good luck.
house. And he just tears a piece of chicken off from the rotisserie chicken. He just takes a leg off. Just takes a massive bite out of it before just putting it down on the table. I was sitting on the docks, overlooking a raging ocean. But then there was a calm. The tides ceased. The waves dissipate. The moonlight shone brighter than anything I had seen before. A calm before a storm. Burning red eyes approached in the night. Cold, shining steel, crashed in the sea. And the sound of fire and metal filled the air. There was a great loss that night, but also a newfound passion. Spark ignited within my chest. Something I had not felt in a very long time. Pain. The taste of blood in my mouth. A bullet hole through my chest. Dozens of bodies lying around me dead. A truly exquisite experience.
Exquisite, huh? And you see he's kind of slowing down writing this stuff. What do you think did that to y'all?
Not what. Who? See the eyes kind of look up towards you. The question is who? Mustang Strums.
Okay. You know, do I know you?
We met that very night. I would sure hope that you remembered the wounds that you left behind. You see the cloak falls back as he takes his clawed hand and drapes it down. You see a very familiar face
Uh-oh.
of certain draconic gentleman you saw not too long ago. One fact that you may have actually brawled with. That Maeve may have gone on a little bit of a rampage with, one that you shot with, one that Rictus swung at multiple times, and one that was there that very fateful night, down by the docks.
Damn it.
You see Ivar.
Oh, great. And he's gonna kind of look to Mammoth and then look over at Rictus and Reese to see what they're doing.
Rickus is just eating his food. He hasn't turned over to look yet.
I'm
Damn.
chilling.
I don't think I
Oh, this
ever
guy?
saw him, so I'm
Nope.
not really
You
thinking.
were in the
Okay.
completely different party.
Ivar, right? Is this where you've gone after that whole ordeal? Lurking around places like this?
I've been tending to my wounds, seeking out my sister once more, waiting for the day to challenge her again. In my current state, it would mean nothing. But soon we will cross paths again. And when we do, I will be the victor. I hold no hate towards you and your friends. It was the first time in a long time I tasted defeat. But do not let that sink into your head, that I am friendly with any of you.
Buddy, I don't think I think about you enough for anything to sink into my head. So don't worry. But, you know,